So hello everyone. Uh, Let's start our second mastermind already. Second mastermind in the community. Okay, guys. We communicated in the post in our community regarding topic for today's meeting, and it seems that most of you pointed out that team coaching and group coaching is the topic to talk about. There were some alternatives, but to make a voting right now seems redundant, as most of you talked about this, that the topic is interesting. Responding a little bit to Artyom's idea about where community is going, how it will market itself, we are working on this in strategic sessions on the founders level, but it's a good idea, I think, to have a workshop together with broader community, just to come with our ideas and work together to find the best ways we will grow. And of course, one of best ways to grow is word of mouth, because as you know, we have an affiliate program launched. We are creating content, but the content creation takes time. It will take time. It will grow gradually. But our communication, our masterminds, other exciting events, which we will, for starters, do openly, so with Zoom links, not the Skool community links. Through those events, through communication and social media about those events, we think that the growth will be there, but we have to pitch in just to find the opportunity to mention our community, to find the opportunity to mention events, to invite for the events other coaches which could be interested in taking part here in our growing community. So that's the main idea, but we will get back with some thoughts and maybe even workshop together with the community to find the best ways to do that, to grow. Okay, but getting back to the team coaching and group coaching. So in mastermind format, again, it will not be one person talking. We will share everyone what we have on this theme. There's no one particular, person in hot seat this time around. It's not one person question which we will reflect on, but more like a topic. So guys, feel free to pitch in with any information or any question you have. Please don't be alarmed by your experience level or differences in our experience level, because that's the mastermind is for. We share the information, we share the questions, and if we leave with more questions than answers, it's not a big deal also, because we will be able to look into that. We'll go with list of something we have to find out, and it will be done, and we'll have additional information in our community in classroom, which I plan also to do with some basic, placeholder information for team coaching, for group coaching, and where are the differences. But it's after mastermind during this week. This will be placed there. But right now, just, take a cup of coffee, of tea, and let's discuss. And for first round, again, with the same idea of passing the mic down the road, please just share your current understanding of team coaching, group coaching, and what interests you there, where you would like personally as a professional go in those topics, and maybe what open questions do you have still, and we'll see what the next round will bring us regarding answers to those questions. Okay, so let's start. Who's more or less ready with?
I can kick it off.
Okay, sure, Marie.
So I've never had like a group coaching named as group coaching. I've only hosted group discussions when I was a trainer. So definitely hosted quite a few. I'm not sure if how would that look if that would have been a professional group coaching compared to what I did. And I've also been a part for like a year in group therapy. So that's definitely a very specific thing. So to say shortly, I haven't done group coaching yet, and something similar to it, but very curious to hear the experience of others.
What about team coaching, Maria?
In what way do you mean team coaching?
Uh,
That's what I did not understand. I understood that it's somewhat similar to group,
Oh,
no?
okay, let me give then a little bit of background information. Yeah, the team coaching and group coaching are two separate modes, services, let's say. We have single person coaching, yes, one-on-one coaching. Team coaching deals with no, the teams, as name suggests, but with teams as a system. So in team coaching, we see the client, whole team. It's not a personal approach one by one, but it's we are working as a coaches with whole system, with whole team, with its internal dynamics, internal maturity, and their goals are one team goals, not personal goals. So group coaching, on the other hand, is also working with group of people, but they do not seek to become team. They have no shared goal to do something jointly. They are just participating in group coaching as individuals. So yes, there's a group coaching, but we work with them in some kind. Mastermind, for example, is also a mode of group coaching, one of modes. But it could be, one session per person in the group setting with reflections from everyone, and the person changes in the program. Program, for example, on some assigned topics, known topics with known structure, but in each session, in each meeting, one session for a person, reflection for everyone else. Maybe it's so-called hot seats for 6, 7 minutes for each person, very short blitz session. And that's his group coaching. Just for team coaching, there's clear definition in ICF and clear definition of additional competences. So competences stay the same, 8 competences, but they are expanded a little bit for team coaching. They are more explained. And for group coaching, there is no particular separate, as a topic or certification in ICF, but the requirement to follow ethics and follow 8 competences stays the same, So you in group coaching, you still have to be a coach. No, it doesn't become instruction, consultancy or something like that. We still keep the coaching approach there and coach mindset. So that's, the basics and basic differences. So that's why I asked about, team coaching experience and group coaching experiences, as they are separate things.
For me, but I'm very happy to learn the differences. It's very helpful.
Thanks
So I'm
again.
gonna give a mic. I'm gonna give a mic to Ausra.
Okay, so I do not have any experience in group coaching, and I do have some experience in team coaching as part of a bigger training program, but continuous training program. I mean, a group of, not a group, a team, working together in the same company, have the continuous learning or, yes, development program. And part of that would be coaching, managing some coaching tools. So yeah, some demos, some practices, but not continuous practice and not continuous experience. So just a couple of examples, probably mostly working on group dynamics, because that's what I saw as a main idea, a main competence, I would say, to understand what's going on in that team and navigating, all the processes which are not spoken, especially the ones which are not spoken. So yeah, my experience is limited to this point, I believe.
And Tasha, what particular topic or comes to mind then speaking about those team coachings and group coachings? What you are most interested to know about?
I think that if a person has experience, so any items of that experience would be interesting. Maybe what's the biggest challenge? What are the main hotspots, where you really have the high risk to fail? Maybe what is how that coach feels the difference between one-on-one and team coaching, for example, because competencies are similar, but the work itself is quite different. So, shifting your role from one coaching mode to another coaching role, probably that one.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
I will be able to address some of them. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know, anybody else? Indraya, what about you?
I also have very little experience with that. I never had group coaching. Once I had team coaching as a participant. So it looked quite similar to individual coaching for me, with quite okay, with coacher was mostly silent with some questions which evokes us, which made us to think how to make agreements, how to plan what we wanted to achieve, and so on. But I have no experience with group coaching, and it interests me a lot because I'm planning not only to have community but also to to have some group coaching or workshops. I'm not I haven't made my decision what it will be, but I'm planning to work with groups.
Yeah.
Not with teams at the moment, but with groups.
Yeah. It's a good way to go.
So yeah, so it interests me from the very beginning to the end, how it works, how I could give the most of value to those who will participate in a group coaching.
Cool. Thanks, Andrea. Who's next?
Maida?
Thank you, Andrea. So probably on the same side like everybody. So I don't have experience with the team coaching. When it comes to the groups, I would not call it a group coaching, but what I do a little blitz. I would not call it probably even coaching sessions during my workshops, particularly during when I do the workshop to refine the personal values. And I'm calling out the volunteers if somebody would like to have a deeper look into what the value, what their personal value is, what it's about, right? So I'm going through the questions in this way. Group gets an idea how they have to basically how they can utilize better or see better the value what is inside, right? So yeah, so and I like it. I think so it gives a lot of value because it shows the people what it's all about. So that's all my experience.
Okay, thanks, Maida.
So I'm passing by to Artem. Artem, can you?
Yes.
Are you still?
I'm there. So I had some experience with team coaching because as a manager, I invited a coach to do the team coaching. And I was actively taking part as a participant. So I have practical experience as a participant, plus as a manager of that team, had a lot of work to do alongside the team coaching. That was my homework to do. Group coaching, less experienced on that path. And for me, so I'm feeling quite confident doing one-on-one coaching. And right now I see more options and opportunities to scale coaching. So from one-to-one to one-to-many.
Mhm.
And when I think about one-to-many coaching, this is where I would like to have more details. Like, okay, what's the theory part? What's the practical part? How other people are doing this? So what's actually behind the curtains on that?
Mhm.
So that's my motivation and a driver. So I would like to hear more details.
Mhm.
Because details, this is what makes the whole thing special.
Yeah. Sure they do. Okay, who's next?
I think maybe I'm left.
Yeah,
No?
sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my experience on this topic is very limited as well, more just like in just theoretical level. And I would like to share a very quick story, if you don't mind, about this experience. Actually, I'm like Artem. I would prefer, like before one-to-one coaching sessions, I felt like just more comfortable to speak, with the person one-to-one. And yeah, and I thought it's group coaching is not for me. Maybe I don't know how to, what is this English word? Sorry, I'm just stuck. It's kind of like how to manage this group, how to make happen. But actually, after one of my coaching session with my client, she changed my opinion about that. She was so excited and so admired of me that I'm so comfortable doing one-to-one sessions. And I was like, oh, something here is not right, I'm afraid to do group coaching sessions. And she is so convenient to do group coaching, not coaching, it was different topic, but like sessions in groups. And I was like, why are you feeling this way? We spoke about this topic after session because like in the sessions, you are not normally asking why. It's not the right question. And she was like, it's much more easy. You have colleagues, you have, another people, they will help you if something going wrong. But when you're alone, so how you have this courage? And I was like, oh my God, I was thinking totally like opposite, that is much more difficult. So yeah, so it was my this kind of short story, how I changed my mind. And now I would like to do this group coaching sessions, and I'm very keen to have like part of my like business model, let's say. And I would like to experience for myself because I've never had this experience, and to offer for my clients. So I did some researches, as I said, just in theoretical level. And what I realized that it could be very convenient for the clients as well, because some of them maybe like me feeling not so good, like opposite, talking to one, or maybe they don't want to talk too much, but they would be very convenient and feeling comfortable in the groups. And another reason I think it could be for some people more affordable, because what I got, that it could be a little bit cheaper than personal coaching sessions. So yeah, so I'm very just keen to move forward with this idea. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Edith. Demanda or Roma?
Okay, I can go next. Actually, I don't have definitely a group coaching experience, but I do understand the difference that there is between team coaching, more in organizational context, and in terms of group coaching. Well, actually, I have been delivering trainings, for example, on emotional intelligence topic, where I was using some kind of tasks for participants just to ask some kind of the questions for their own reflections. So it was like a small part, just to maybe imagine what for me looked like group coaching, but that was not pure enough. So for now, I'm just, of course, curious. So what is the structure for that pure coaching, group coaching session? How it should be delivered? Should participants bring their own question like to analyze, and then a coach will provide like the same question for themselves to reflect on their own question. Yeah, when, for example, selling the offer for group coaching, so how to communicate the benefit of it and etc., just to attract those clients, because I understand that sometimes those clients from the group session can become like one-on-one clients. And yeah, so pretty much everything, what is related about group coaching would be really interesting to know more from those experience, maybe.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Roma.
So last but not least, so I do have both team and group coaching experience. Similar like Dimanta, I did many team coaching without knowing that that was team coaching, because maybe that consists only of some coaching elements or practices or exercises in my leadership career. But the biggest project that I had actually took about 2 years in a department that I was working in a corporate. So that department was of a size of about 500 people, and we have decided that the culture that it is in place doesn't work, because like culture is the foundation to change the deliverables and everything else. So together with my leader, we have decided to run a project called People and Culture to actually change everything from the ground. And I run the program for leaders. There were about 40 leaders, most of them team leaders, about 1/3 were department heads, with coaching sessions, regular ones, and let the culture be changed by themselves. So many workshops with particular topics, and very good inclusion, and actually a lot of things changed to the positive direction. And it could be evaluated, because in the corporate we had those evaluation of employee engagement and etc. So actually we could tangibly measure that. But you also asked, Remidas, what is the biggest challenge? So from my perspective, I saw how it works when there is a buy-in, firstly from the one who orders, let's say the group and team coaching sessions. Because if there is not buy-in from the head of the department, in my experience, then it would be really difficult to get a buy-in from the ones that are in the sessions, because to be there, you have to be open, transparent, and most important, vulnerable. And for leader to be vulnerable, it's still a challenge for many of them. So that's what I faced. And also I had another experience in the latest company that I worked in. I was in a C-level position and tried to, I was allowed to do a coaching session for C-level management group. We did it. It was unsuccessful. I counted as unsuccessful. Nobody told me that. But the problem was that nobody chose to be vulnerable. Therefore, no accountability afterwards, and no actual actions that were agreed and suggested by people themselves, because that was coaching, that was not training that somebody tells you to do so. So that's why I confirmed to myself that a buy-in from the manager at the highest position, or the one who orders those things to corporates or firms, is the most important thing, because if they cannot talk and convince people why that is important for them, then no coacher can help. So that's my experience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And it seems we have a common pattern. Yeah.
One more thing, sorry
Sure,
for that
Roma.
interruption. I brought one book from my shelf. I found that to be the most valuable book for the team coaching. It's by David Kletterman, Coaching the Team at Work. That's really systematic, and I read it twice already. I can also borrow if anyone wants in Lithuania. So I really recommend that if you are interested in team and group coaching more.
Roma, thank you very much, and we will add this book information about it, the book itself, in our classroom, of course, in our reading material section. Thank you for this recommendation, and proven recommendation more to add. Okay, guys, the common pattern is there that we want more information rather than to share what we have already, and it's totally fine. We are here for that, to share, to learn, to know new things. If you agree with this, if you allow me, I will take 15, 20 minutes, to talk a little bit about team coaching and group coaching, if it's okay with you. So later on, again, we will be able to turn the mic around and just share our opinions. So for team coaching, as mentioned, it's clearly defined. It's easier to pinpoint rather than group coaching, as ICF has not only described the competencies or extensions of competencies, but also they have certification for that. ACTC, yes, advanced coaching, advanced coaching, team coaching, something like that. Okay, ACTC. So it's more material, easier to learn, easier to understand. But the main point with team coaching is the team is the client, but the client with which we work, but still alignment and buy-in has to be from three parts. As Roma very aptly mentioned, somebody is paying for that, and that's usually is organization. Yeah, so you have to have alignment before with organization, with sponsor, and with team itself. So team coaching starts with a little bit of preparation. It's not something, with one-on-one coaching, we have a chemistry session, we agree on long-term relationship or something like that, and we just start. With team coaching, usually it's not a rule, just from the practice. Usually we have agreement with stakeholders what they are aiming to achieve with team coaching, what problems, what situations are they solving, even maybe not problem, just they want to increase their productivity, increase effectiveness or something like that. But alignment also with team, and especially with team leaders, with formal team leaders, and later on with informal, which we see during the coaching process. So for starters, there are usually individual talks with those parties. So with stakeholders, what do you want? What you want to achieve? What's your buy-in? To understand also for the sponsor what it takes and what it will be uncomfortable. Yes, and very much so. There will be some kind of conflicts and emotional states, and the work will have to be put in. So that understanding has to be on the sponsor side. On the team side, also, usually it takes at least individual talks with leaders, and depending on team side, usually even 15, 30 minutes talks with team members, just for coach to understand, their situation, they view, they state, and present the process a little bit. So that's the preparation. Also, there should be some kind of joint goal for the team. They have to be a team, and they have to understand that they want to be a team. So it could be structural functional department in the organization. For example, finance department. And they a team. They have joint goal. They have joint responsibilities. They have to work efficiently together. C-level, again, as Roma pointed out, middle management or C-level, those who have jointly achieved their one goal, or revenue or expansion or something like that, but they also consider the team. Usually project teams are not good fit for team coaching if the projects are short-lived. So if you have team for half a year, and it will take half a year to build a team through team coaching, it's unlogical. They don't have a common goal to strive for, to work towards. If it's a year project, if it's 2 years project, it's better, of course, and best for project teams if the teams are fixed. So the work comes to the team and not the team is formed for the project, other way around. Yeah. So if in an organization we have constant teams of constant members, of course, life happens, they change, but those teams are very good, how to say, client for the team coaching. And the practice itself is very good for forming, for storming, for reforming of the team. You know, those 4 stages of the team life. And even if the team is done with those things and working very good, they always can have a higher goal, higher achievement, which we strive for. And it's not unusual that very good performing companies or teams being third or second in their market, in their niche, they achieve even more results because they solve a lot of problems which they did not talk about before. And that brings us to the, the structure, the process, the content. It's one of the examples, and I'm pointing that out, only one of the examples. For example, Lencioni, 5 Dysfunctions of the Team. It's another book which worth reading before starting team coaching. It's very approachable, very easily to digest, because it starts with 2/3 of the book, maybe even more, is just a story. It's just a story about a new company manager who comes to the dysfunctional C-level team. And during this storytelling, they explore what's not working, how they communicate between themselves, where are those dysfunctions. And through that story, we see the whole process, how those things painfully come to attention, and how this manager, using team practices, worked with that, using coaching practices, worked with that team. And later in the book, there are chapters dedicated for clearly defining the steps, the methodology itself. So it's 5 dysfunctions. It's lack of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability, and not buying in for the results, the pinnacle. So, and during this process, the team is working from the bottom, bottom of the pyramid, the trust, and making its way to over top. Again, it's coaching, so it's not strictly defined that it's the process, it's that structure, and that's it. We will not go anywhere in any direction. It's just a framework to start from with, and to keep in mind and bear in mind that anyways, those stages will be there. There will be impossible to do team coaching later on if the trust is not established. And how usually team coaching also starts, having even this structure, this framework in mind. It starts with measuring, diagnostics. First diagnostics, then coaching. Diagnostics is usually done through questionnaires. So before even starting team coaching, all the team replies, fills the questionnaire. It's up to the coach and up to the methodology how extensive this questionnaire is. But usually what it shows where the team already is not aligned. For example, the question, we have conflicts in our team, and it's 5, for example, 5, from 1 to 5. And the whole team answers, and we, as a coaches, we analyze with the team, not the particular answers, but the team as a whole. So if the question is, do we have conflicts in our team? And the answer is 2 in average, and somebody told 5, somebody told 1. We don't see the names, but we have a discrepancy. We have already point of question. Okay, what it means for you as a team that you are on 2 in average, or what it means for your team that somebody thinks that there are conflicts and some things that there are no conflicts. It's point for discussion, for analyzing that further, and from this comes the decisions of the team, what they want to do with that next. Because in the team coaching, we also finish with actions. We talk to the team, we see how they communicate, how they interact with each other. We guide them as a coaches, not as instructors. We guide them to the understanding what they as a team agree to do next. And again, 2 weeks, we meet again, then the team brings the topic itself. What is most important for you as a team right now to solve? But we start from those questionnaires and discrepancies because it's a starting point, something to latch on for the start of discussion. And almost naturally, but always. If we work with trust, there's trust, then we start to see conflicts. Because if there is trust, there's ability for the team members to say, for real, say what is bothering them and not, how to say it, put it under the rug, yeah? So then comes the conflicts, uncomfortable, we talk about conflict, we learn as a team how to solve it. Then is commitment, and commitment again, if the team after team coaching session goes away with some commitment with everyone, with team members, and later after 2 weeks they come and that commitment is not fulfilled, that again is a point for discussion, because okay, what it says about you as a team that you did not fulfill that commitment. Yes, again, what we have to change, what you think you have to change. And everywhere, based on the coaching competences for team coaching, we just coach. But maybe not difficulty, but important thing to have in mind is that we have to be very much aware of team dynamics, team dynamics. We have to see who's speaking, who's not speaking, and to coach that everyone talks, everyone is engaged. To pinpoint for the team, again, what it means that two of you guys are talking and everybody else is silent, yes? Such things. Maria, jump in, of course.
Yes. I don't know if we should text the questions to you. That would be more convenient, or just jump in. So I have one question. So the framework you are explaining is based on ACTC or the book you mentioned?
What I am now talking is a mix of both, because there are competencies and what they pinpoint is mostly that you have to work with a team as a whole, as a system, as not personal. But you have to look for team dynamics. You have to look for how this team dynamic changes and what it means. But the framework is from the book.
Okay. So another question about the team dynamic. How much one-on-one with each team member you should do, or maybe you shouldn't do to understand the dynamic properly?
Very good question. Very good question. And jumping a little bit backwards to the start of team coaching, it's best if at least one team member has experience in coaching. So experience coaching on himself, herself. Yes. So it's the basis again for everyone else to better understand what's happening, because that one, at least one team member can already, share the experience in kitchen talks and such. So it's a base point. Best, of course, if team coaching is performed with a team where every member has coaching experience for himself, herself. Yes. So it's ideal situation. So they already know that they have to be aware, self-aware, that they are doing the work. So all the basics are there, you don't have to train that. Train, I'm using here, loosely, not as a teaching train, but as growing awareness for yourself. Because in its essence, team coaching is also about connection, but connection inside the team, between the team. So it has to have the trust, the openness. From that rises the connection, the ability to talk to each other, and for this reflection is very crucial. So openness, connection, reflections. Those are main things we are helping the team to learn for itself, and everything else takes care of itself. Team takes care of that if they have those abilities, grown in those abilities. Because again, team coaching is, as any coaching, is temporary. So we are not staying with the team for 12 years, for 15 years. We are staying for a cycle, for 6 months, yes, maybe for a year. And goal is here to have team coach not necessary, but for team to get the needed skills to deal with those things themselves. And usually in team coaching, in talks with sponsors, there's also aligned who is the person who takes over team coaching responsibility. You know, who will be that central person who will support team later on. Yes, Ausra.
You said that in the ideal scenario, at least one team member should have coaching experience. What if nobody has that? Would you say that it's a bad starting point to start team coaching, or maybe there's another way how to familiarize them with the coaching so that you can start the actual team coaching?
Sure, Ausra. All the possibilities are there. Just alignment with stakeholders and with the team. You know, as always with the coaching, it's agreements between all parties. So if we have situation that team has no experience in the coaching, we're just pointing that out and agreeing with stakeholder how we want to proceed. Maybe get one chemistry session for each team member. You know, start from that. And usually, not from my personal experience, but from the stories I have shared with me, usually that's how it goes. Just the coach comes, sees the situation, has those talks with the team and the stakeholder, sees that there's no coaching experience. Okay, let's postpone the team coaching start. Let's have a session with each other or session with team leader or something like that, you know, preparation. And later on, also building on Maria's question, it's usual that at least part of the team, or especially the team lead, they are getting the personal coaching, one-on-one coaching, because during team coaching they found the issues they have to work through personally. You know, blocks, limiting beliefs, and such, the classics. You know, and those things have to be worked out one-on-one. But there comes the ethical, you know, and information sharing part, which has to be agreed very clearly also, because what's in the team, what comes in personal coaching sessions, coach can't share in the team setting. It's decision of that person if he shares or not shares, and that's also part of agreements. For example, one agreement may be that, okay, if you are having personal sessions and you during them you solve something or find out something or understand something about that self that have impact for the team, please share in the team. It's your decision, but let's agree on from the start that it helps team coaching then, you know, and you then consciously come to this decision to share this information. But it's not up to coach to bring that information, you know, from one-on-one coaching to the team coaching and vice versa. So the ethical principles apply here still. And again, agreement with sponsor, with stakeholder who pays for that, yes. And who pays in the situation if the team member comes to a one-on-one session but brings the personal question, you know. So, of course, we as a coaches understand that each question relates to any other. So you fix one, you fix everything by gradually. But still, it's agreement with sponsor who pays for that in which situation and its occasions. So agreements. So yeah, team coaching with one-on-one coaching comes very closely together. And again, so we have to look for pitfalls also. And in team coaching, the pitfalls are in the coaching the leader instead of team. You know, we can see the leader of the team. We understand that he talks the most, you know, he's leader after all. And it becomes the coaching of the leader, you know. Team participates, team maybe talks, but we are working with leader only. So no, our client in the team coaching is team, whole team as a system. Hidden sponsorship agendas. So again, we understand that pays the company manager maybe, and he says, okay, coach in this direction. I want that the team would be this kind of team, you know, or I want that guy from the team leaves. So coach in the way that guy feels very uncomfortable and let him leave. I'm taking extremes, you know, I'm taking extremes here. But the main point is there could be some agendas, sponsor agendas, because again, it depends on the company's maturity, company's self-awareness in those topics. And they can see sometimes coaching as, you know, external help to solve their internal problems through other hands, you know, something like that. Yeah, so acting as facilitator or as a consultant. So, but this pitfall is everywhere in one-on-one coaching also. Only with team coaching, it's I would say more difficult to separate yourself from those roles, because there is more necessity, more situations where we have to give context. Use 7-Eleven to bring some context to the team, to have a little bit more structure, as Lencioni five dysfunctions of the team. So it's thin line between facilitating and instructing, which we have to keep in mind. But again, in team coaching competencies, that is addressed. So that point is mentioned in the competencies. Low time in real work, it means that we are doing sessions too often. Yes, because change, as we know, comes from the implementing and bringing to life that what we find out about ourselves, and in the case of the team, about team. So we have to have those 2-3 weeks at least, so they, as a team, can work enough time just to experience those things and implement those things they found during the coaching. Ignoring the conflict, it's very common, because we also are human and don't like conflicts. But we have to be in them and facilitate their solutions, but it's not comfortable. Not designing agreements clearly. So of course, if we have not agreed on some points, some of them I mentioned, there could be problems. So that team coaching. My theoretical part here stops. Yeah, and team coaching doesn't work for one time. If you one-on-one coaching, you still can have one session, have some kind of result, and client says, okay, fine. We understand that it's far from over, but client can say it's fine. But with team coaching, it starts from at least some amount of sessions. It's part of the initial agreement. I work with you as a team for at least 10 sessions, either or there will be no result, And there are situations that team coaching can be postponed. Just after 2 sessions, team understands that they have to solve a lot of basic internal problems, and they are still away from the team coaching, and they go do just that, So it's advisable to have those situations discussed in the agreement. So what happens if the team feels they are not ready, and have to take pause? What's with the money? What's with the payments and such? Yeah. Okay, so I will move to group coaching unless you have something to clarify. Yeah, Diment.
Just very brief clarification. I know the connotation like workplace coaching. Is it kind of the same or something different?
It's it's something different if it's different. Sorry for roundabout answer. Yeah, team coaching is team coaching, and if you are internal coach, but you are tasked to coach the team, it can be internal coaching, you being employed in the company itself. But internal coaching also is if you coach C-level, for example, or mid-level, or any employee as internal coach, but one-on-one sessions. So that internal coaching is only that you work internally in the company, but it's I don't have a lot of example, but as much as I hear them, it's very seldom that internal coach coaches team coaching. It's usually better to have external person, because different dynamics. Again, team can be team, but the person comes from outside and can, I wanted to use word judge, not judge, but see situation, externally better. So in my understanding, internal coaching means just that you are, as a coach, internally employed.
Thanks, Remedios. But for clarification, that was really, really helpful. And I have in mind workplace coaching,
Yeah.
like workplace coaching as a niche. I don't know, is it a niche or something? But I know that connotation, and I'm just wondering, is it the same like team coaching? workplace coaching versus team coaching?
As a topic, you know, yeah. I
I'm not
struggle.
sure.
Yeah, I struggle to answer to be honest. Workplace coaching, okay, it's about, you know, your place, where you work as a niche. It's totally fine, but the method is then I work with people who have their workplaces about their work, but the method to deliver that is one-on-one coaching or team coaching or even group coaching. The method is chosen between you and the client. But the niche sounds like, okay, I'm working only with teams or people who are employed in the continuous, you know, employment or something like that. They have workplace and workplace issues. So that sounds fine.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so moving to group coaching. Team coaching, no, group coaching. Okay. So group coaching, we know it by a little bit different name, and it will be funny. It's programs. We call it programs. You know, I have my own program. So I will build on my example with which I'm doing right now. I'm using Povila's material with his permission, reworking it, but I have a 12 meetings, 12 themes, 12-person program. So I just have 12 topics. They deal with, again, values, fears, bravery, such topics, but the program has to have a goal, yes? My program has a goal to know yourself better. So that's the selling point, you know, what we are working towards with the group. And there's 12 people because there's 12 meetings, 12 themes, and 12 sessions. So each time we meet for 2 hours. There are 30 minutes of explanation, theoretical part around that topic, but that's strictly declared as, okay, now I will talk about this theme, about this topic, what it means to be brave, you know, I'm just running here wildly with my thoughts. But it's even less because after first meeting we have some kind of intro, after second meeting we have reflections what we found out during the week, so that theoretical part at most is 20-15 minutes. After that we have a session for one person who is volunteering, but they all from the start know that they will have the session during the program, you know, they come for that. So we have session, everyone else turns their cameras off, turns their mics off. We stay just 2 person. We have full session as it is possible to have with that setting. Later in the program, it becomes easier, you know, and people open up more because they get to know each other, get to know the people, so they can be more open. And there's full competencies, full spectrum, you know, you do session. But the added benefit is that after the session, we have again 30 minutes of reflections. And everyone then again takes a turn to reflect what they heard, what they understood for themselves. There comes the difficult part, because you invite people who are not coaches, you invite people who are people, regular people, you know. So they tend to give advice very much, a lot. So that's the difficult part, because even if before each reflection I iterate that we are not giving here advices, we are reflecting what in the theme, what in the session touched ourselves, you know, or what we can relate to, or maybe we have something similar in our lives. But usually people try to hide their advice and hide advices in their sentences and such. So you know the situation, it's classic. So it's also in the pitfalls, just not to let advice giving, and it's difficult. It doesn't happen from the first day. They're usually advices, but during those reflections, it's necessary for a coach then to gloss them over, or something like that, just to bring back that please do not take this as your direct advice, take from that what is useful for you and such, just to fix a little bit the dynamics. But from my experience, the value is tremendous, because instead of one person hearing yourself, you later get 11% just reflecting for you again what they saw, that they heard, and usually it's different things than the person himself found out, or different person touches different parts, different situations. Funny thing, I thought also that that topic we are starting with will have no relation to the topic client comes with to the session, but usually it does. Again, there is no requirement that you explore the topic which is related. There is no such requirement. You just, okay, what's your question? What's on your mind? But usually it relates somehow about fears, about priorities and such. It just happens that way. And that's it. But that's one of the modes, one of the models with session in the meeting. Another model is to have hot seats, for I mentioned 6-7 minutes blitz sessions, also from the with questions, with reflections. But all program and all meetings have to be structured so you are employing your coaching competencies. So you are not becoming instructor. There is agreement that there will be topic explained, but topic explanation is necessary for the whole program to have a process, to achieve that better knowing yourself. So that is also agreed. And in group coaching, the structure is more defined. You have more structure than in team coaching and in solo coaching. Yes. So the mode how we deliver that coaching in the group varies. It's up to you to find examples, to find what works, what best resonates with your clientele. My example is only one of the examples, so there are many. What's more to add? It works two ways in relation to the business, coaching business. We can start from group coaching, from the programs. It's easier to gather people for 30 years for one meeting, than to gather solo coaching for larger sum. But it's usually, webinar or something like that, one time, one off. You can, of course, make your program affordable from the start. In my case, I slashed the price three times. It costs 3 times more than it costs right now for the group, and so I gathered people. But from growing business perspective, you just have limited time. How much can you do one-on-one coaching? You have limited slots, in your life, in your calendar. And it's natural progression to group coaching, because then you can have more impact, more clients in the group settings. They also achieve their goals. So you are selling not coaching again, not the program. You're selling the result they are getting, the change, the transformation. And it's possible in the group setting with added value, because they reflect for each other, getting more from this. But from this, you also have one-on-one coaching only as a high ticket. When you switch to group coaching, those who decide that they need personally work with you to further that transition, that transformation, to go deeper, they have to pay high ticket price, because suddenly you have even less space for one-to-one coaching. But the price then goes up. Yes, Maria.
I'm curious about, you already touched upon it a little bit, how to sell yourself as a coach for group coaching in the company. Because as you say, it's much more affordable, it covers more people, so which could be very attractive to the company, and there can be a very clearly defined goal. Whereas like if you coach one-on-one, it can be more expensive. Like when you start coaching one-on-one, like managers with a goal, there's a lot of personal things coming in as well. So how do you sell yourself because first of all, is the assumption correct that selling yourself as a group coach is more attractive to the companies or not? or it depends on the companies? I guess it depends, of course, but still. And how do you do it to make it look attractive?
Yeah. In my experiences, again, limited as it is, for companies, team coaching. They have then clear goals, they have and they have clearly defined measurements on the team level. We want the team to be more effective by some kind of amount of KPIs or OKRs or something like that, and they can measure that. If you have group coaching, not the team coaching, so separate persons going their separate ways, but have to find more about themselves, know yourself better as a topic, for company, then to measure the impact, to understand what changed is more difficult. Because you have to look at the personal level or look at the company level, but then, there's no guarantee that each person will work through that, will work digitally, but I skip that word. They work hard. Yeah, there is no guarantee that they will work hard, because maybe they will want to do self-work, self-reflection, self-analysis. That it's based on that also. In the program, we talk about the things that here's the theme, here's the theory, here's the individual work. If you want to do that, nobody checks you on that. But if you want to do that, reflect on those things. That will help you to grow. In team coaching, you have a clear, understanding and structure that you are working with the team, and each team member does his work. In group setting, it's more difficult. So at least me right now, I think that group coaching is more for individuals. If you want to go and gather your clientele to the group, so later on, maybe some of them will stay with you one-on-one, or maybe you just can't do one-on-one anymore and work only with groups, but it will be, again, high price, high ticket offering, with some good content and intensive coaching. So,
okay, I have a follow-up question. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, it's okay.
Actually, not sorry. So, why would a person choose a group coaching, individual person? Let's say, okay,
Yeah.
I understand the price difference.
Yeah.
Somewhat, if you're a high ticket coach, of course, that's uncomparable, right? But if besides the financial side, why would you suggest a group coaching to an individual?
Yeah. Why are we creating community?
But isn't like one-on-one better per se?
Not necessary, better for some goals, for some, achievements, what you want to achieve. In group setting, you are not so, I think you are less uncomfortable because you are not alone. You have a group, or at the moment, and you have to have your own session. It's more uncomfortable because other persons are around. But while you're not doing that session, you get the value without exposing yourself directly to the coaching, approach. And it's like a gateway to the coaching one-on-one, because it's not so scary, I suppose, at least as much as I talk to the people. And some of them are already giving the feedback that the value is tremendous, that you can't achieve that on your own and with your own reflections, because you get more perspectives, you get more angles, more views of the same situation, more life stories, So it's everything for one person, but from the your group size, 8 or 9 or 10 people perspectives. So the selling point is, okay, come here, it's not so scary, we will do this together, and come here because the value will be tremendous, because you will get not one, but you will get 12 sessions, from different persons, from different perspectives, feedbacks and such. Yes, Sasha.
Actually, I just wanted to try and give the question back to Maria in terms, I think that you mentioned group therapy experience, right? So that would be the next, the follow-up question. Why group therapy, not individual therapy? maybe there lies some answer to group coaching versus individual coaching. What do you think?
Good question. I can actually answer that, and then maybe it's useful for you guys to promote group coaching. So why I was doing individual therapy, and then my therapist suggested to do group therapy because he cannot see me in relationships when I'm talking about myself on my own. So can never check what the other side is actually saying or how they are participating in the conflict, let's say, or in the situation. So he can only get my side. And then he said, like, I cannot understand who you are in relationships, and you're bringing relationships a lot. So when you come to a group therapy, in group therapy, what happened, it's that the conflicts were there. It was very strict. It's a bit different maybe from coaching because you have no relationship with the participant, and it's encouraged to not have any relationship outside of a group therapy. You're only there and you're openly sharing your dissatisfaction with whoever brings it to you for whatever reason there is, even if it's your own trauma, because usually that is, right? And then the real conflict starts happening. And my therapist, at least, he was not there interferal. He would observe more and then interfere only when necessary. So maybe in group coaching could be something similar. So I would say if the people are wondering about the question, which is in perspective in relation to other people, or it's about the relationships, dynamics, and so on, then I would say group coaching could work compared to group therapy as well.
Cool. Thanks, Maria. Thanks for sharing. So, okay, closing up on group coaching. So, again, important, the structure. There has to be that structure, a program-like structure, because without structure, just meetings for ventilation, for therapy or discussion. You know, we'll have to have some roadmap for that, some direction. Yeah, examples I already mentioned. So round robin exploration. So something we are doing with Masterminds. It's similar round robin. So we're changing the question and turning around with hot mic. A hot seat is for the one session per meeting for one person that everybody else reflects. Paired reflection is when two-person talks, analyzes the situation, and group processes, reflects also. Micro coaching does 5-7 minutes for each and one to bring their question and have that very quick session. Again, make the group the resource. So with questions, who else resonates? What insights do you hear, and what just was shared? It shifts to the group as a resource versus the coach as, you know, the focal point who is instructing or something like that. So it brings you out of that advisor seat. Time boundaries, very necessary, because you have to manage group and manage time, you know. And to close each session with some reflections. So what we are doing in the end of the masterminds also. So 1-2 sentences, but what I am taking from that, just to have that everybody participates and speaks and shares their mind, not left behind. And for the pitfall side, giving too much airtime to extroverts. You know, there are people who want to talk more and like to talk more, so we have to manage that. Not enough container or structure. So again, the program is just for that, to have a roadmap. Turning into a training or mentoring. Mentoring very close, and in my group I have one participant who is by profession a mentor, and they're a good mentor. So there's every sharing of and reflecting is very close in mentoring. So it's close risk, yes. Allowing advice giving, we talked about that, and to larger group. So my should be 12 for 12 themes, but I gathered only 9 persons, so it's, you know, it's better. It's more manageable, it's more cozy, you know, something like that. So that's it. That's what I have for you on the team and group. It turned out not strictly mastermind, but a little bit workshop training session, yeah. So a mix of everything. We have 10 minutes more to close up. So maybe again, round robin with some thoughts, some one or two sentences, what we are taking from this and what we will do with the information we gathered here today. So who's ready?
I can start.
Sure.
Since I was the last one in our last round to compensate. So I found new information about the program coaching. I don't have experience in that, in group coaching, only team coaching. So it made me think of how I would like to use that in the future and if I would like to use that in the future. No decisions yet, but that is a very good material, of course, for the thinking because that triggered that. Thank you for this. I found that really valuable.
Thanks, Roman. We are passing to.
Oh, Vaida.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, Rimvydas, you remind me about when it comes to the team coaching, right? That people have to want to be coached, right, in a group, so they have to willingly share, right? And in the same book, yeah, I read as well, so that there will be always someone in the team who will be not coachable, or how to say, will not agree to the group coaching and opening up or doing the things. So that we have to take in consideration as well as the coaches, right? So yeah, thank you for that. Somehow this clicked me the most. Thank you.
Thanks.
Maria.
Very interesting. Thank you, Rimvydas, for sharing a lot of what you know about it. I think I like that distinction between group coaching, that it's more for gathering individuals for a group setting. And I also thought that it could be valuable, not only in terms of financial side, but also remembering why I did group therapy and how it could be valuable to sell it to the groups, to individuals, but also thinking about team coaching as a corporate, like a B2B instead of just B2C, right? Yeah, I found it very interesting, the distinction between these two, and I'm really happy that I understood it.
Cool. Thanks, Mary.
And Indraya.
Thank you. I bought the idea that in group coaching, you are getting not your only thoughts, but also different angles from different people. So that I never thought about that. So that was very useful. Thank you. Artem?
Thanks. Rimvydas, thank you. Got me thinking, this reflection. This got me thinking about how I create a coaching business funnel. So there is definitely another alternative. And without going into super analysis, it feels like, okay, that's more alternative, more natural way. That's how I perceive it. So I'm gonna give some time to think about it and explore it more. Definitely that landed well for me. Thanks for sharing. So group coaching, that's what is left with me for now. So great sharing. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Artem. So who's not talked yet? Edita, Aušra, Deimantė.
Yeah, I can be. Yeah, so it was very valuable information. Thank you, Rimvydas. I was thinking for a while about this group coaching after my session with the client. So it was so valuable. Made many notes, and now nothing but to think it's time to do, to try. So I will look forward how I can experience in life. Now, no more fears, nothing, just jump and do this. So we will see how quick I can do that, but definitely I would like to try group coaching. Thank you.
Yeah, I can share. I really reflect on what Judita said because I made my promise to myself even in the very beginning that I will do that group coaching. It looks really interesting, and I really believe the magic that happens in group dynamic. I truly experienced that just weeks ago when I was participating in the coaching school, when we were reflecting on our tables and groups of 7 people, and that were a true magic that happened there. So many reflections and insights from one another, and yeah, I truly believe in that. So just need to technically understand all the flow and just do the things. Kim, Vaida.
I already did, so probably who else didn't speak?
Marsha didn't. No.
Aushra.
Okay, thank you. Right now, I'm staying with the idea that you cannot overestimate the preparation for team or group coaching. I mean, all the agreements, all the goals, measurements if necessary, or group diagnostics, if you can call it like that. I mean, is the group or team really, I don't know, ready for coaching? Because it might be a different approach or different methods much more valuable at this moment. So you have to be sure that coaching is the right tool, right? Maybe the team needs mentoring right now, not coaching. Maybe they're not ready and it's fine. So I'm staying on, I'm still reflecting on this point. So thank you for the reminder.
Yeah. Thanks, Ash. Okay, so it seems everyone talked. Do we
You
have?
didn't.
I didn't.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rimvydas, do you
thought-
want a little bit more sharing to
Yeah,
do?
sure. To close up, I thought also about myself as only doing one-on-one coaching. From the start of the learning, there was in the school the module for team coaching. But nah, come on, I'm a guy who helps other people to establish better connection to themselves. What's in there in the group or in the team coaching? Contradictory. But later on, some materially aligned thoughts also creep to mind that there is more value and impact and possibilities. But I found out for myself that teams as organisms, as one entity, they also have their own identity. They own who I am as a team. So it's aligned for me, and I see myself as doing team coaching also because my role then my topic will be to help the team to find their own identity, who they are as a team. So it's fine with me to do team coaching right now. There is that aspect of preparation, of understanding for the company that they really need that. And I had such situations that I proposed, team coaching proposal, have prepared it with all information, 5 dysfunctions, structure there, information there. And the company just decided we are not ready for that. We understand what it will take, and we are not going this way. We have to work some issues internally before starting this journey. On the group coaching side, yeah, it's something that needed a little bit preparation, but more on the side of myself, how it will be possible to give content, but stay a coach, not to mentor, not to instruct, because that line is close here, and I have to work through some issues on this regard. But then started, it seems that it's a perfect way, even not lock myself in only group coaching, but have group coaching as a constant stream, and together have one-on-one coaching, which comes through that group coaching session, setting. So it aligns for me in as Artyom mentioned, a clearly defined funnel, which could constantly work, and evolve. Element.
Very short clarification. So in terms of team coaching, there is a need to have additional certification near your ACC certification, right?
There's a little bit of miscommunication there, and a little bit of intentional maybe miscommunication on coaching community altogether. You can do team coaching without certification. We are doing coaching without the ACC certification. How else will we gather knowledge and practice needed for that? So you can do with corresponding agreements with a sponsor and such, that I have no certification. I know how to do that. I have theory. I have some kind of practice, yes. And if it's okay with you that I'm of that level of competency, let's do the coaching. Yes, it's not prohibited that you don't have certification, you don't get to do team coaching. Otherwise, nobody will have certification because there will be no practice for certification. On other side, you can't apply for ACTC certification until you have ACC or PCC or MCC. You know, it can't be your first certification. Your first certification has to be from the one-on-one coaching, and then only ACTC. So you can usually see ACC, ACTC.
Okay, because I've thought that the group coaching, yes, you can do without certification, but in terms of team coaching, there is restriction even you don't have certification. So that
no, it would
clarifies.
It would be logical, but there are such talks as, you know, coaching community. In some parts of coaching community, there's frowning on people who are ACC and how to say, advertising themselves that I do team coaching. How are you doing team coaching? You don't have the certification for that. But it's, again, it's illogical. You will not get practice. Main point is here to agree with the client, to be transparent. How much experience do you have in that? As we done with personal coaching, we said our clients, I'm learning. Help me with that. Your prices will be lower.
If I understand right, so the ACTC certification requires to prove that you coach the teams, right? Some certain amount of teams. So that's where you basically going through the, like we did, right, for ACC that, you know, a coach, I had 100 coaching sessions. So there is a requirement to coach, I think, so 5 teams, but I'm not sure. I mean,
and there's engagements. There's no hours, but engagements. So completed engagements. With the team, and it's no session, you know, cycles, not amount of sessions, but team. I don't know about 5, maybe 10. We have to check that, but it's completed engagements with the teams.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, sure, Demata, good question. Very clarifying. Okay, guys, thank you for this 1.5 hour. Very, very active one. We'll save the recording, and I welcome everyone to share your thoughts on the comments, to share outside the community. Let's bring more people in. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.